Hi guys, welcome back to my Learn Music Theory series, and today we're going to talk about the second form of the minor scale, which is harmonic minor. Now this concept is the easiest of everything that we've covered so far, I think, and so before we go any further, I just want to take a second to talk about why learning theory matters. Why does this matter? Why do we need to know this stuff as musicians? And the easiest answer that I can give is so that it gives you more tools to write music. So if you don't know your theory, you can still write music perfectly fine. You can grab whatever instrument that you have and just play around with it until you find things that you like, and then go down that path. Even if you have like a general understanding of how chord progressions work, you can just come up with a few chord progressions, especially if you're a guitar player. You can just jam out some chords, maybe sing a melody out loud, write lyrics to that. There's a lot of different ways to write music. You don't necessarily need theory to write good music. There's plenty of really talented musicians that we listen to every day that don't know any theory that make great music. But one benefit of knowing theory is it just gives you more knowledge and more tools to write music, and it might inspire you to compose in a specific style or in a specific key, or what have you. Now, if you go to college, you're going to learn all the fundamentals of theory, and you're also going to learn like counterpoint, how notes move, how they can move and how they can't move, and all that stuff. And all that stuff is great if you want to compose that style of music or get into like film music or anything like that. It's all good stuff. If you're going to college for music, work hard, put your nose to the grindstone, and learn the stuff the best you can, and it will help you. But the way that I would teach theory and use it, and the way I use it myself, is it's just tools, and you can just take out whatever tool you want to use for the job and do with it what you will, and break all the rules. But before you know the rules, before you can break the rules, you got to know what the rules are. That kind of thing. So that's why I think learning theory matters, is just because it's better to expand your knowledge on some of this stuff, so you can find something that works for you. I've actually had a hard time composing music most of my life. I'm more of a player than I am a composer. But lately I've been writing a lot more, and that's due to the fact of learning different techniques, theoretical techniques, and applying it in such a way where I'm feeling really happy about the music that I'm creating. And so that's what all this is for. I'm just sharing what I know and hopefully inspire you. Now that we got that out of the way, let's learn some more theory. So we're talking about harmonic minor. So let's take a look up at our board. I got a new black marker, so we can use that instead of the blue. Hopefully it's easier to see. We talked about natural minor, and we used the key of A minor, A natural minor, as an example because it's all the white keys on the piano, so it's easy to understand conceptually. So it was whole half, whole half, whole, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. That sounded like this. We also talked about E natural minor, which has one sharp, which is an F sharp, and that sounded like this. Oh, sorry. I always do that. Why? E minor. And we're going to use those two scales because they're no sharps and one sharp. So they're easy to understand conceptually. We'll start with A, natural minor, which we have on the board. And how do we transfer this to a harmonic minor scale? Well, it's actually pretty easy. All you do is raise the seventh note. Now, if you remember in my video about accidentals, we talked about sharps raise a note, flats lower a note. So on the keyboard, it just depends on where you're going. So I'll just show you this. And let's see. Okay, so the A below middle C is what we're talking about. And we'll talk about A to A. And if you raise the seventh note, if we just count them, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F is 6, G is 7, and then 8, or 1 again, is A. If we raise that G, we're going to make it a G sharp. If we were to lower that G, we would make it a G flat. And remember that in harmonic, F sharp and G flat are the same note. They sound the same, but they're written differently. So we're going to simply raise the seventh note. And we'll assign numbers to these. And we can call this a scale degree. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F is 6, G is 7. And then we could say this is 8, or we can just call it 1 because it's just the same note, an octave up. Alright, and we're going to raise this to G sharp. So we're going to find our G, which is the circle of the treble clef, give it a sharp. Let me write that a little better. G sharp. Now let's hear what it sounds like. So we go A, B, C, D, E, oh, sorry, A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. Higher octave. It gives you a different kind of sound. Whatever that sounds like to you is how it sounds. You know, I think it sounds sort of Egyptian or Middle Eastern. That kind of sound. And that's it. That's harmonic minor. You just raise the 7th scale degree of natural minor. Pretty easy. Now let's take a look at E. Take a look at E natural minor. We'll go above middle C, E to E. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. That's natural minor. Now let's raise the 7th note. E is 1, F sharp's 2, G is 3, A is 4, B is 5, C is 6, D is 7, and then E is 8 or 1. So let's hear what that sounds like. First, let's hear natural minor. Now let's raise the 7th note. Sorry. Higher octave. Different kind of sound. Harmonic minor kind of sound. I'm sorry for the mistakes. I'm not a piano player. So hopefully that was helpful for you. raised 7th degree. Alright guys, so I'll see you next time. In our next video, we're going to talk about melodic minor. Alright.